Welcome to K&D's Homestead. I'm Donna. We just came out from under a big deep freeze. We had snow for the first time since 2018. It was last Tuesday night. Today is Thursday, so a week ago Tuesday, and we ended up with approximately 6 inches of snow. But it took until this Tuesday, 2 days ago, to actually thaw and go away. As a result, I have one busted water line. I'm grateful we didn't have more than that, but it was just one, and it was out here in my back garden here, and I've got to fix it today because I can't turn on the other water hoses to water the animals and to get water to the greenhouse because it's kind of part of the main stem, so I've got to get that fixed today. I've gathered some tools and I believe I have what I need, so I'm gonna get started and repair this PVC water line, which I thought was wrapped really good. It was actually wrapped better than a bunch of others on the property, and they didn't freeze. This one froze and it just blew off the main stem line, is what I'm gonna call it, that comes up out of the ground. It just blew it apart. So I'm going to work on getting this done. First thing I've got to do is take off the bubble wrap. I had the foam wrap on it, zip tied, and then I had bubble wrap on top of it. It was what I had to use on hand, and so it's what I used. This is where it blew off, and I'm going to check that all the way down and see if there's any cracks or splits all the way down. Okay, so it broke where it screwed into the little Y connector that I had here. Right there is how it went on. Alright, I'll get my tools. Cut the zip tie off. And I'm not sure if there's any splits. That split. I'll need to put a new clamp on there because this one is broken. Alright, what I have to do is cut this connector off, and boy, it's tight to that post. I'm going to extend this up with a coupling and make it higher. Okay, here's a coupling to be able, nope, I'm going to have to cut this. So this coupling will go on here and it'll bring this up. And then I'll cut this down. I really wish I didn't have to cut another piece, but let me see. That one would be long enough. So I'm going to use this primer to clean the pipe, and then I'm going to use this PVC cement to put them together. Oh, I brought some rubber gloves because every time I do this, I get that purple stuff on my hands. So, I'm going to wear some rubber gloves. Put them on. I hate that purple stuff. It won't wash off. You have to wear it off. See, I've already got it on my hands, on my gloves. This primer will clean the pipe and dissolve any nasties on the pipe that might keep it from making a good seal. And there's some junk on the back side. I'm going to clean all ends. Now, for the glue, inside this piece and outside this piece. And it's not going to be pretty because this stuff is just messy. There. That went down good. Now for the inside of this piece and the outside of this one. That went down good, hopefully. Now, I need to get this elbow, replacement elbow, and that was a female threaded piece. I've got another thing in the carport of some parts. I'm gonna run go check them out, see what I've got. Alright, I went to my other stash of plumbing parts and it doesn't seem that I have what I need. Now what I took apart, this piece and this piece, these are just spares. So this is what broke. This is the piece that broke. I don't have one of these, which is a threaded piece that the faucet needs to thread onto. And I found a used, but that's iffy. Not a lot of meat to catch on to, although it will. And I found this. The whole thing is not what I need. I don't need that piece there. But that, turn it that way is basically what I need. So for whatever reason, I already had that piece in my tools, and I'm going to try to work with it. This is not the ideal way that I would do this, but I absolutely have to have water tonight. I don't want to go to town. So this elbow is in the wrong direction because I want it to come out like this. So I need an elbow that will be like that, not pointing up. So I'm going to cut this one off and hope that I'll have enough meat to glue this one on. We'll see. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. It's not really the way that I would like to do it. But it's the way that I'm going to do it. That did not cut off straight, but I think it'll be alright because I'll have enough pipe to put on it, and I'll do that. You can rub these on a brick and smooth them down, or sandpaper, or anything. They smooth down pretty easy. I'm not going to bother. I have a feeling I'm going to end up redoing this whole thing anyways. I'd kind of like for it to be up higher, but this post is too short, and I'm not in the mood to dig a post, remove the post, and put a new post in, but I would like to have it up higher. So sometime in the future, that's what I'll probably end up doing. But for now, I'm just doing what it takes I was making sure that fit that hose. I'm just doing what it takes to get my water back on. I don't necessarily need the water here for the garden, but it goes underground from here over to the goat yard, and that's how I water my goats. And I don't have water over at the goats without this working. So this is going to get working, even if it does not look good. If it functions, that's all I care about. I also could put a cap on it and just cap it off and redo it later and just not have a faucet here right now, but I'm not going to do that either. I do have a cap, but I need to clean this up really good because it has been used before and cut off of something. I do have a cinder block over there. Let me go see if I can smooth this out just a little bit. I got it smoothed down pretty good. In a pinch, you can do that. You can scrape PVC on a cinder block or anything rough like a cinder block and smooth it down. However, the proper way is to use a file and do it the right way. But I'm doing this in a pinch. And it's almost 70 degrees out here, and I'm about to roast alive. Let me clean this again. All I want to do is have the ability to water my goats, because they ruin their water. By the evening, every evening, their water has to be changed, and it's a long ways to the house to carry a bucket of water to them. So I have a connector. This sleeve is going to go over here. It'll receive that there, and then it will receive this piece. Now I got to clean it again. Don't drop it in the dirt. I think it's 68 out here. Might be warmer than that by now. Hard to believe. 6 days ago we were covered in snow. Clean this one more time. Some grainy looking stuff. Okay. Now, leave the inside of this really good, and the outside of this one really good. Turn it that way. I need to go get a clamp. I know I have some. I'll go get a clamp so that that's not going to be moving. Oh, this is so hard, up and down on my knees, and they have been doing so good lately. So I went and turned the water on, and all of my glued pieces are working fine. The faucet that was on there, however, was leaking. I don't know what I did with it. It was a different faucet. Here we go. This was the faucet that I put back on, that was on originally, and it just leaked no matter what. I took it off. I took the Teflon tape off of it and put that back on. Nothing I did would keep it from leaking, so I just put this on. This is all temporary. This is just so the water will go underground over to the goats and I can water them. I'm going to go get new plumbing stuff. I'll get a different faucet, and I will get this changed where it will angle down like it's supposed to be, which would be using a 90, and I'll angle it down properly, but I don't have the correct connector pieces to do that. This is all I have, which is junk, but it's not leaking. So now I'm going to put the foam on it to protect it from the rest of the winter. I really don't like doing the job twice, but it's necessary. now cover it up. That's water leaking out of the bucket. So that job is complete, and I have enjoyed a little bit of time out here in the yard today. It was beautiful. It was warm enough that I could take my coat off, but it's crazy that we were 13 degrees last week and we're 68 today, and tomorrow and Sunday, no, tomorrow's Friday, and Saturday and Sunday we're going to be 72 and 74 degrees. I hope I can get out here and do some stuff in the yard and the garden. If you are doing plumbing for yourself, like in the yard and the garden, it's not drinking water, you can do that yourself. Plumbing with PVC is not that complicated at all, really. But if you have everything that you need, which is the PVC, you got a good pair of cutters, the right solvent to clean the pipe, the cleaner, the PVC cement, it's not that hard. Having said that, I don't discount a plumber's job at all. If there's a time where a plumber is needed, they are worth their money, because it can be a big headache, and they have the knowledge and the expertise and the experience to do it right when it comes to plumbing in your house, under your house, or really important things. But just for the garden, like garden around your chicken yard, your goats, whatever animals you have, or you're just running straight pipe for water purposes, it's not that complicated, and you can do it yourself. If you've never run PVC, maybe what I just did will show you that it's not that complicated. Although it's important, it is significant that I get this water going so that I can water my animals and eventually water the garden. But if it springs a leak, the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to pay for extra water, for one thing, but it's not going to flood my house or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the next video. Bye-bye. I gotta clean up my mess now, and it's getting chilly again.